Weaponeer here, and this is going to be another review. This is a review for the Cz52 Pistol, Czechoslovakian model 1952, and which basically looks like this. This is a 7.62 by 25 millimeter pistol, and it's very effective pistol, really. It does have some minor problems with the design itself, and the basic problem with it is the grip angle is too far close to straight up and down. It's really close to it. Well, it's not a 90, but it's about as close as you want to get with the pistol. And the whole problem with that is in a natural point, you tend to point nose down. And so in a natural position, if you were to go ahead and close your eyes and point where you think the target is at, you'll notice that it points really low. Now, this is not a great thing to have a problem with if you're the person on the other side of the pistol, because the first thing is probably going to go is if you're shooting another guy is probably going to be his nuts, because this does have a very downward position. So you have to go ahead and bring the pistol nose up, and it's not a natural position. You can hold it just fine and it shoots just fine. But as far as a natural shooting position, it's more natural with a slightly nose down attitude. So the Cz52, you just have to keep that in mind, that when you aim, if you have to make a quick shot, you're better off aiming at the head so you can go ahead and take him in the chest. It's been a really good pistol. I've had this for a number of years, and I actually reparkerized the whole pistol. It has a more even finish now. You might notice one thing different on this one, and that's the grips. Well, typically the grips that come with these pistols look like this. Now, this is kind of like a pressed wood grip, and it's typical of Czechoslovakian grips, the same grip that they used on the VZ58 rifle. And it's a good material, and it lasts a long time. It is prone to breakage. I've had a couple of mine break, not for the pistol grips, but for rifle accessories and things like that in this material. It's not extremely strong. You could probably snap this in half just by pressing on it, and I'm not going to do it because I want to go ahead and save the original grips. Now, what I did is I went ahead and decided to do a review on some grips, and I went to the place to actually get them, which is cz52grips.com, and kind of easy to remember. And they have these aftermarket grips, and these aftermarket grips are really nice. Very nicely molded, nice texture to them, and you can see they're just really nicely made grips, and they fit absolutely perfectly. You don't have any problem at all. Removing the grips on a Cz52 is easy enough. You got the metal clip here. You just pull that clip off, and then you take your old grips and pop them off, and then you take the new ones and you pop them on and put the grip back in place, and you're done. So it's an easy thing to do, and you end up with that. And this is a far better means of gripping the weapon. It's a little bit more thick. The Cz52 has a really thin, narrow grip for 7.62 by 25 caliber, but with these new grips, this has it's more feeling to the hand, and for me, that's a really good thing. I've always disliked the thin grip, and now it has a really good grip. But on this pair, you'll notice that it has this thumb spot right here, little edge for the thumb, and that really makes it nice for holding, because you always get the same grip every time. And if you get the same grip every time, you can be more consistent with your shooting, and that's what you're trying to do, is be a more consistent shooter to begin with. The little grip or thumb ledge here, also, I have not tested this yet, but The idea behind it is to keep your thumb on the rest, to keep your consistent grip, but it can also help with recoil. Now, this is not a howitzer or anything like that, and it does have a little bit of a snap to it, but it's, as far as a semi-auto, it's a simple weapon to shoot. I do really like the Cz52. It's a favorite. It's a very nice round, 7.62, which is 30 caliber. It's a bottlenecked round, so it does have a good bit of velocity to it. And you may not know this, but it actually goes through most vests, and typically not a good thing, at least if you're wearing the vest. So the cz52grips.com grip panels. What do I think of them? Well, I got the textured panels here, and I really like them. I think they're better than the original grips as far as texture goes. It's got a really nice texture to it. The fit is perfect. I really don't have any complaints at all. You can operate the safety. Everything is there. You can operate it really easily. No problem at all. I cannot think of any downside to these grips. I did notice that I've got two pair of grips right here. I got the regular ones without the thumb ledge, and I've got these, well, the ones without the thumb ledge, and I got the ones with. Now, these right here feel just like the originals, except maybe slightly wider. Gives you, a more, rather than hanging onto a 2x4 feel, it has a better feel to it, and it's got the texture on it. So even these grips right here are a really big improvement over the stock grips. If you have a Cz52 pistol, I really highly recommend these grips as well as these grips. If you're going to look at getting any kind of grip for the Cz52, and you want a grip something like this, something with some texture on it and lightweight, well, I highly suggest you take a look at the cz52grips.com. Take a look at their grips. They've got a lot of different types. They've got types without the texture. They've got texturized ones. They got the thumb shelf, and they've got a couple in between. So they're really nice grips, and they got a lot of different options. They also have a grip enhancer, and the grip enhancer basically slides over the plate on the bottom and actually replaces this plate right here. And by doing that, it's like a lot of your other magazines for other weapons, and I just don't have this, happen to have one with me right here, but the type that just has a little pad on the bottom of your magazine. It's the same deal, except it's hard plastic or epoxy, and it's not soft and rubbery. So it gives you, once you have a grip on there, it gives you that much sticking out on the bottom to give you a little bit more grip area. So it's more comfortable and everything else. Like I said, really like them. I highly recommend them. I don't have anything bad to say about it at all. So if you have any comments, feel free, leave it below. Don't forget, subscribe. Don't forget to rate. I'm Weaponeer, and I'll catch you in the next video.
What you want? Come on.